Hi, I'm Vanessa from SpeakEnglishWithVanessa.com. Are you ready to speak in English with me? Let's do it. Hey, you doing anything fun for vacation? Yes? What'd you say? If I asked you, you doing anything fun for vacation, would you freeze, panic, and not know what to say? Well, don't worry. Today I'd like to help you answer this question. You doing anything fun for vacation? Which is a common conversation topic this time of the year because we are thinking about the warmer months to come, the summer to come, and I thought it would be great to talk about this here in my backyard. It is a sunny, beautiful day. You can hear birds chirping, dogs barking, trucks going by. You know, it's nice to be outside. All right, let's get started. In this lesson, we're going to talk about some common questions to ask about vacations, some common responses, and then you'll have a chance to practice this with me. Are you ready? I know that vacation this year looks a little bit different than most years because of, well, this virus that we have going around. So it's going to be a little bit different than usual talking about vacation. Let's first talk about some common questions and how to pronounce those naturally in English. Do you have plans to go anywhere this summer? Okay, this question is fine. You could use this full question. Do you have plans to go anywhere this summer? Okay, but there are a couple different ways to either reduce or slightly change this question that are a little bit more natural. Where you going this summer? Where ya, which is you, goin', dropping the G, where you going this summer? Where you going this summer? Or we could say, what you got going on this summer? Whatcha is what plus you becomes cha. Whatcha got going on? Again, we're dropping the G, but we're using a great phrasal verb, going on, going on. What's going on? If you go into a room and it's an absolute mess, you might use this phrasal verb and say, what is going on here? But you can use this also for vacation and say, what do you have going on this summer? Or reduced, what you got going on this summer? And it simply means, what are your plans this summer? What you got going on this summer? So if someone asks you this, you know that they're asking about your vacation plans. What you got going on this summer? Another common question is, are you doing anything fun for vacation? But we don't often say it as clearly as this, unfortunately, right? Are you doing anything fun for vacation becomes, you doing anything fun for vacation? Look at what's happening at the beginning of this question. Yeah. What happened to the verb are? Are you doing? It's completely gone. Maybe it's also on vacation. So we're going to start this question with just you, which is reduced to ya. Do you see how we reduce the word you in a lot of ways? Whatcha got going on? Or ya doing? Ya doing, we're dropping that G again. Ya doing anything fun? Something interesting happens at the beginning of the word anything. Ya doing anything fun? We link together doing because we're going to drop the G. It ends with the sound n, the N sound. And then the next word, anything, we sometimes drop the A and we're going to push those two together because there's two N sounds side by side. You doing anything? Doing anything fun? You doing anything? This is one of the reasons why English sounds quite fast to English learners. If you watch a TV show and you say, what in the world did they just say? I have no idea. Well, it's because of these droppings, linkings. This is quite common in spoken English. So you can say this question with me. Are you ready? You doing anything fun for vacation? You doing anything fun for vacation? Let's go to our next question. Where are you headed for vacation? Where are you headed for vacation? This question is very clear the way I just said it, but it uses a wonderful verb, headed. This is, yes, your head, but it's talking about the direction that you're going, some place that you're gonna visit. So if you get a call from your mom and she says, where are you going? You could say, I'm headed to the store. This means that's the direction that you're going. You are on your way to the store. But we can reduce this a little bit and say, where ya, does that sound familiar? Where ya headed for vacation? Where ya headed for vacation? We could substitute the end of this for vacation and just say, where ya headed this summer? Where ya headed this summer? Where ya headed this summer? Do you notice that a great way to sound a little bit more fluent in English is to reduce the word you? We've talked about a couple different reductions, but a very common one is ya. Where ya headed this summer? Where ya headed for vacation? Great. Before we go on to some common answers that you can use to answer these questions, let's talk about something very important. The most important conversation question you will ever know is, what about you? How about you? We talked about this in the part 1 video I made, Speak With Me, about your weekend plans. Well, these 2 questions are essential. If you don't remember anything else from this video, please remember, what about you? How about you? We use these if you can imagine a ball. I'm holding the conversation ball, and when I ask you, how about you? Boom, I pass the ball to you. It is your turn to answer the same question. So if you ask me, where are you headed for vacation? And I say, not really anywhere. I'm staying home. What about you? I pass the question back to you. This is a great way to continue a conversation. So make sure that you keep that locked inside your memory, because we're going to be using that a little bit later in this lesson, where you're going to use these conversation questions and answers to practice speaking with me. All right, let's go to some common answers to talk about our vacations, especially in this world that we're living in this year. Because a lot of us would love to go on vacation and see the world, but we probably needed to change our plans a bit this summer, let's talk about some realistic answers to these questions about where you headed this summer, what you got going on for vacation. Let's talk about some realistic answers. I'd like to go to Europe, but I think I'll take a road trip around the US instead. This is using a great sentence construction. I'd like to, but... So first we're talking about your dream, the ideal dream, and then we're talking about what you're really doing. I'd like to go to Europe, but I think I'll go on a road trip around the US instead. Or you could say, I'd like to go to a family reunion, but we had to postpone it. Okay, the ideal is going to the family reunion, getting together with all of your family members, but the reality is that you had to postpone it or delay it for another time. This is the reality. I wish that I could go on a cruise, but that's not happening right now, so I guess I'll order a pizza and go to the pool. Here again, we're talking about the dream and then the reality. You can make that reality special for you. It doesn't need to be too disappointing, but it's not your dream, your ideal dream. I wish that I could go on a cruise, but cruises aren't happening right now. I wish that I could. That's a great introductory phrase. I wish that I could go to a music festival, but it was canceled. So I guess I'll make a playlist and listen to music and dance in my backyard. I wish that I could, but this is what I'll do instead. All right, let's go to our third phrase. I was going to take my family to New York, but I think we'll go camping instead. Using this phrase, I was going to, talks about a plan that you had. Usually a real plan that you had. It's not just a dream. It's a plan that you had and then you needed to change it. I was going to take my family to New York, but I think we'll go camping instead. So we have the dream or maybe a plan, but unfortunately that's not the reality. I was going to backpack across Italy, but I guess I'll stay home and learn how to cook some Italian dishes instead. This year is all about, and last year is all about, trying to make some kind of compromise, a change in plans that's not too disappointing. I was going to backpack across Italy, but I'll learn to cook some Italian dishes instead. Okay, now that we have some common questions, don't forget our key question, how about you? What about you? And some common answers. Let's take a look at a sample conversation so that you can try to imitate this when it comes to be your turn. Let's take a look at this sample.
Hey, you doing anything fun this summer?
Well, I was going to go backpacking around Europe, but instead I think I'll just go camping in some local state parks. What about you?
Well, I was going to meet my family in Florida for a family reunion, but that got canceled. So now I think I'm going to have a socially distanced outdoor movie night in my backyard. Do you want to come?
Sure, that sounds great. Text me the details and I'll be there.
Great, I'll see you around. Enjoy your camping trip.
Thanks, I will. See you at the movie night. Okay, now it's your turn. Put together all of these pieces. I'm going to be asking you a question, then I'm going to be pausing. I don't care where you are living around the world, my ears are going to be listening to you. Then I'll be replying, and I would like you to take this opportunity to speak out loud. If you need to go back, review this section, do it again and again, and just gain some more courage, feel free to do it. This is a wonderful chance to speak out loud. Are you ready? Let's do it. Hey, you doing anything fun this summer? That sounds like fun. Have you done that before? I wish I could take my family on a trip to Switzerland, but with the travel restrictions, I think we're just gonna go on a road trip here in the US instead. Yeah, well, it was nice talking with you. See you later. So how did you do? Do you feel a little bit more comfortable talking about your vacation or summer plans? Feel free to go back and review our practice section together. It's a great way to speak out loud. And now I have a question for you. Let me know in the comments where you headed this summer. Let me know in the comments. I can't wait to see what you have to say. And I'll see you again next Friday for a new lesson here on my YouTube channel. Bye. The next step is to download my free ebook, 5 Steps to Becoming a Confident English Speaker. You'll learn what you need to do to speak confidently and fluently. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more free lessons. Thanks so much. Bye.